So you have a LinkedIn page. Now what? There's so much to LinkedIn, and that's what we're going to talk about today. What are some of the new features and how can you benefit from them? My name is Jonathan Sarr. Market Me Social, Be Social Simple. This is episode number 6. And before we get into our topic and dive into some of these new features that are available and how they can benefit you today, I'd like to welcome my dear sis, Taryn Arsenal, as our co-host. Sis, how are things? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you again for having me. We're doing okay up here in the frozen north of Canada, but looking forward to getting into some of the stuff about LinkedIn. I was pretty shocked. I have to say I dropped the ball. I did not realize that they had made so many changes, and it's actually some really cool stuff out there that's available to us now.
Yeah. Yeah, always good to have these shows. I can't tell you how many times I've taught workshops on this class, and we still struggle to get outside of, just some of the basic items. And it's understandable. People need to understand that they can go beyond just making a profile and putting in their work experience. There is a lot of great tools that can assist you with your personal brand and assist your company brand also. So what are some of the new features that you've seen in your research, and let's get into them. Let's talk about them.
Let's talk about one of the biggest ones. This was a huge leap forward for LinkedIn, and it's, from what I'm seeing, people are really, really enjoying it, and it's LinkedIn Live. So can you tell us a little bit about that, Jonathan, and what you think its purpose is and how it can help?
Yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it is available to most people, a lot of people, I should say. At the time of this episode, hello, LinkedIn, if you're listening, I have not been able to get the access to that. You can post videos. I mean, everybody can post videos, but the actual functionality of LinkedIn Live, I haven't tried it out. But I've been on LinkedIn Live events, and they're great. I think it's an opportunity. LinkedIn is using it, to compete with like Facebook Live and YouTube Live and so on. I mean, it's there. They want people to stay on platform. So providing this has been a great opportunity to be able to showcase some of these more professional type topics and get some audience engagement. So it's another great tool, but it's one to me that you need to have a plan, and what are you going to do with it, and make it sustainable, long term. And so that's my overall take. I think it's good. It's not the tool for everyone unless you have a production content program. Don't try and sign up just for fun and jelly beans or something like that. That's my thought.
And like you said, it's slowly rolling out. It's not available in all areas yet. And the other thing, which I'm kind of on the fence about, I don't quite understand, but you do have to submit an application and be approved to do LinkedIn Live videos, which I get it in some aspects. Others, I think it's a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. But the one statistic that I did pull away that makes it worth it is that LinkedIn is saying that when you do these live videos and you do them properly, that you can expect 24 times more comments. Yeah. So if you're trying to really build that community and get yourself out there and engage, that's definitely a good way to do it. Yep. So moving on from that, what do you think about LinkedIn Learning? I was playing around with that a little bit yesterday, and I thought it was super cool.
Yeah. This was a great move, and I'll just give you just a bit of history on online learning. Having a background in it, still have clients that we deal with learning management systems. Creating online courses, that's all part of the overall scope of Market Me Social and our other entity, Juvo Hub. So I thought it was a big merger a few years ago when they merged with lynda.com. And here's why I thought it was extraordinary. We're seeing a culture shift of self-education. There's that corporate level where here's all the things that you're provided, and here's your compliance list, and here's your electives. but they don't necessarily resonate for every single person. Very cookie cutter. And that's understandable from a corporate perspective. With LinkedIn Learning, to me, that was just a great platform for those who are trying to easily expand their education and be able to showcase it in some way, and have that all in, again, on platform, have it everything there with that LinkedIn branding, and keep you focused on accelerating your career, moving along in a professional ladder, so to speak. As Dr. Debbie says, many of you who listen to the show probably know her, that career lattice, moving throughout the different parts of your career. So I like that visual also too. So to me, LinkedIn Learning is great. They have a mobile app. It makes it easy, and just an unlimited amount of course content. It's just like thousands of courses and topics that you have access to help accelerate on your own. Yeah, be able to move your career forward. And I think that it just fits in well with that trend where, as an individual who's new to the job place, new to their career path, they may not have all of those options to take them on a leadership path, so to speak, or a management track. It may not be available where they work. Well, they can easily do that with something like LinkedIn Learning.
Nice, nice. Like you said, there's so much out there. Like you just got to go dig in and see. It's really cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
So that leads up to LinkedIn events, and it's kind of another counterpart, another access to information. So talk to us a little bit about LinkedIn events.
Yeah. So another nice play by LinkedIn. It'll be interesting. I want to see a little bit more, and I've just gotten into using LinkedIn events. I'm teaching a LinkedIn workshop this week as this show is being recorded. So by the time you hear it, it'll come and gone. But nevertheless, we use LinkedIn events in order to showcase that in partnership with the Institute of Real Estate Management here in Georgia. And I thought it was very, very simple. The idea is distribution. So it just makes sense if, Facebook has had its events tool for a few years now. However, it may not be your audience. You may not have an audience there on Facebook. You may have a good audience in your network already on LinkedIn. And you're teaching something that's from a professional standpoint versus some like a community event where you're, having movie night or something along that line for your property management company. And again, in the context of what events we were showcasing a year or so ago. But they're just different what types of events you'll show on Facebook versus what you would put on LinkedIn. So it's a value add if you haven't started using it for your corporate-based events. Highly recommend it. Another great way to have distribution and let your network know about events that you are putting on for you or for your company.
Nice. Like I said, another really nice add-on for LinkedIn. So now this one isn't new. It's been around forever, but they just did a pretty substantial tweak to it. We were talking about it before the show. So what did they do to LinkedIn publishing?
Yeah. So that's good. Good research this on your part, because another, micro game changer, so to speak. Up to this point, you had your own blog on LinkedIn. One of those items that, I have my own personal blog, jonathansar.com. That's where I write. I write for Market Me Social, and we do shows for Juvo Hub. I've been writing for many, many years now. So I'm comfortable in those environments. But I have used LinkedIn for publishing blogs in the past, and have encouraged many clients, if they don't have their own like website that they can blog on, and especially if you're one person in a big company and you're just trying to showcase your skills, it's a great tool. So you work for a Fortune 500 company, you don't have the bandwidth to have your own blog. Well, you can use LinkedIn to write your own blog and really showcase who you are and what you do and your opinions. But one of the things that changed with LinkedIn publishing now is there's an actual public URL. and you don't have to actually sign in to LinkedIn in order to read that blog. So now uh, that just opens up another world to you as a publisher in your own process of building your personal brand. That just gives you a lot more options to be able to distribute your content on maybe other social channels, and making that path to being able to read it a lot simpler for people versus having to sign in to LinkedIn first in order to read it. So yeah, good catch, good research on that new feature. So I really like it. I can't wait to see how it benefits people who are trying to build their personal brand up.
See how it ranks with search, and it's going to be interesting to watch the rollout.
Yeah.
So the last thing I wanted to talk about today, and this one I kind of really liked it because we're, LinkedIn is business, but with everything that's happened the last year, working from home, there's a lot of burnout going on. It's a lot of low morale for companies. They got to find ways to just keep encouraging their people. And so LinkedIn has this My Company tab now. And I loved it. When I found it, I was just like, that's amazing. What a perfect thing for heads of companies to utilize to just boost their people. So can you tell us a little bit about the features and how they can be using this to help their people?
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Like, so a few years ago, I started dabbling into some of this type of technology where you're trying to build like a social intranet within your company in order to do just that, to build that company morale. So another play on LinkedIn, in competition to the Facebook Workplace, but the understanding is like it's really, really important from uh, even pre-COVID. How can we connect our people? What are we going to use? And prior to these platforms, I mean, they're expensive. It was very expensive technology to try and think, all right, do I want to spend X amount per employee on having some sort of a company intranet where they can share, happy moments and, attaboys and congratulations on this and all those different things. So I need to get out there and actually do my own like searching to see what companies are using it from within our client base, and be able to bring maybe some examples to a future episode. But from the principle of the program, of the tool itself, it's great. And if you haven't looked into, even, and you don't have to be like 500 people. That's what's great. It's like if you've got 4 or 5 employees, what difference does it make? Use it. Use something to be able to, you know, for our remote workers and the fact that we're working from home, working from different locations, have something in place. And this could be a tool for you to just, check it out, see if it'll work for you.
Yep, it's right now. It's mainly that what they've built it out to do is just a shout out that's like you said, those attaboys, those congratulations, a promotion, an anniversary. It's the personal touch that I liked, that you can show your employees that you do care about them and what their accomplishments, their achievements. They did hint that they're about to tweak it again and give us even more what they called the ability to curate unique content. So I'm really looking forward to what they're going to update that, what that's going to look like, because it says that it's going to be able to have a greater impact, greater reach with the employees. So we'll see when they roll that out, what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
So those were the main things that I found. There's actually quite a few, like we could go on for like 3 other shows. I encourage everybody listening, get on there, play around, look at some of the new tools that are there. They've done a really, really great job of the facelift, of making it more user friendly. Just got to get in there, play with it, have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been my go-to. I've been on LinkedIn since 2008. So I've been a long, long time LinkedIn guy, and hopefully that doesn't give away my age too much. But anyway, great talking points again, sis. This has been a great show. So this is episode number 6. Remember, please give us a thumbs up. We appreciate your support. Check out the show notes and make sure you sign up for our newsletter so that you never miss out on an episode. And we appreciate you sharing this with your network and participating in this complimentary education from a couple of nerds who just love talking about nerd stuff. So awesome. We'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone.